Hi everyone, this is Hercules and welcome back to Naval Creed. Today we'll be going over the newest event ship, that is the British battleship Hercules. But before that, there is actually a lot of content to go over. I haven't done a video in a while, and honestly, I haven't played Naval Creed in a while. So us going over the updates will actually also remind me on what has actually changed in the game. I do know that tonight there is a event that will be released, so I will be doing videos on that as soon as it is available. There's a couple other ships that are coming out, some other ones that have been previewed. The American battleships are now all out as well. We're going to take a look at those. Lots of good stuff. And then we will do a video on this pretty disappointing ship. But we will get there when we get there. So let's go over to Facebook and check out the updates. Alright, so the last update we left off at was on June 14th. So it has been quite some time, almost an entire month. In this update, we received a sister ship of Malta, which is pretty cool. I actually forgot about that entirely, and I just checked to see if I had already purchased it, and it turns out I did. So we can take a look at that if I remember. Another sister ship of Shinano, just another color variant. I believe this one is a black one. So like they did with Shimakaze, there is a green and a black one. I like the green, so I don't have the black one. Virginia was available to preview in the tech tree. So this is the next 9.6 American battleship, or the top tier after Iowa. That has already been released in the game and already has a camo. We will get to that, but for right now, this update just had a previewed. There's a new map, apparently. Clemenceau, for me that's Marquette, because I renamed her, and Orion, which I've renamed Hercules, because I already have Orion in the game, are now in the arena pool. Let's see here. Some changes to Orion. I'm gonna have to take a look to make sure I have my consumable still on there. Changes to Jellicoe. Increased fire rate from 2.4 to 2.5 rounds per minute. Jellicoe is the King George V with 3 quad 14-inch guns and is a giant flamethrower. So increased rate of fire is very nice indeed. North Carolina has some changes as well. Veneto got some more range, which is always nice. Connecticut has some changes. And apparently there were some attribute issues on Wisconsin. So those were taken care of as well. Alright, the next update was on June 21st. There was resource pack, ring point packs, which I have unfortunately missed. I'm just now noticing that. And some iridescent coupon packs are available. Let's see what we got. Rewarded Palo Island. Orion is now available in the shop, probably for gems. Before you watch the video, just know I do not recommend this ship at all. So just keep that in mind. Connecticut is now in the arena pool. Unified all US 406mm Mark 7 guns. So that's nice. AP damage is 14.5k and HE damage is 7.4k with an HE fire chance of 38.7%, which is actually extremely high. It's completely plausible to run American battleships as full HE spammers if you want, and it will work. You will do a decent amount of damage and you will set fires constantly. If you've seen some of my Montana event videos, especially the ones with like the Kraken and stuff, you can get a ton of fires if you really wanted to. But the armor piercing is also just as good. So it really works out both ways. Montana and Montana Flame of Galaxy, for me that is my Orion. Just some fire sectors, decrease the turning time. Okay, does that mean rudder shift time or is that turret turn time? I don't know. Detectability from air is decreased, but that doesn't really matter. Increased torpedo damage from Chikuma, which is amazing. Chikuma is an amazing ship, and torpedoes are one of her best weaponry, actually. And then Coral Sea, for me, that's FDR. Increase the damage of dive bombers because why not? So that was the event for June 21st. For the update on June 28th, it's actually, well, actually, no, I take that back. This is a developmental blog. So this was not the update itself. Part 29, capture point adjustments and status may change. Let's see here. Reduce some players' behavior against T-work and decrease the battle time by adjusting some capture points. There are 2 maps we implement in this adjustment. So the Aleutian Islands, Alpha Charlie points are 6 kilometers, so double the size. Some changes to the points, and then Bravo is 8 kilometers, so almost 3 times the size. And then Adriatic Sea also has changes. And I believe there's pictures here. Yeah, I recognize these maps. I don't really like these maps. So having larger capture points is actually very, very nice. But it will make them easier to contest as well, so that'll be interesting. And then this map is just like the ocean map, I guess you could say. So pretty much no one's going to cap this point at this point now. But that's interesting. I'm glad they're looking at upgrading the maps as well. Some of them do need a little bit of work. Overall, there's nothing too terrible about it. If they actually want to work more in the game instead of just adding more ships, they can work on the bots. Maybe not have them all crash into islands and run into each other. Also, maybe add the ships that have been added to the game as bots as well. We don't really see any of the newer ships. They did that a while ago, back when like Dunkirk was new, and then they haven't really done all that much since. Just some food for thought there. Okay, so the first part was the developer dialogue. This is actually the update for June 28th. They came out on the same day. Virginia is available for research, so that is the top tier, or the new top tier American battleship. We already literally just went over this. So yeah, that was cool. They adjusted the arena time, some changes to Iowa, decreased some of the armor, unfortunately. And repair of Joan of Arc is actually increased from 16% to 20%. So that's great because I use that ship a lot, especially in events. July 5th. Alright, so we're almost caught up here. Camouflage of Virginia is available, so that's again the top tier American battleship. Already has a camo out and everything. Japanese battleship Musashi is available for preview. Hey, it's almost like I predicted this. Rename Musashi, or the camouflage of Yamato, to Yamato Red Fire. I believe I have also changed the name of it because it was Musashi for me. I don't remember what I changed it to. Remove Aurora Islands from PvP mode. Add Mariana Islands to PvP mode. Some changes to Virginia. Increase the reload time of secondaries, which is unfortunate because she's actually pretty good at secondaries. We'll go over her briefly just so you can take a look at her, but she will have her own video. And now that all of the split tech tree battleships are out, all 2 of them, I guess you could say, we can do videos on those now as well. And then more changes to Orion, which is what we're going to be going over today. Another developmental dialogue, part 30. This kind of came out of nowhere. I did not really see anything about this. And it's actually part of the update today. And we can go over that briefly, but I can't really show you it because the update hasn't happened yet. Or maybe I should wait. We'll figure it out. Chinese carrier is Yuhai and Kanban Musume camouflage. We'll take a look at that. Prototype of the Chinese carrier Yuhai is HMAS Melbourne R21. So I believe that is another Majestic class because we only have 2 of them in the game. We can certainly add more. I think this is a wannabe if like alternate history, if she wasn't scrapped or whatever like that, and then actually changed into a carrier kind of thing. Zuhai to equip actual planes, matchmaking 7.0, so just like Aramanche versus the actual Majestic, which is a 5.9. Equipped with CJ6, standard set of carrier consumables and nearly unlimited amount of frontline consumables. So this is the one where you just press the button and you magically get more planes. Like you take them out of the boxes and immediately set them up on the deck. That's what Shinano and Taiho have. To have unlimited consumables of that, is interesting. It could work. I'm curious to see how much aircraft you do get back from it. Zuhai will be the reward of the anniversary event, which comes out today. And then there is a camo for it. And yeah, this is the camo. I'm actually not too opposed to it, believe it or not. Let me see if I can zoom in on these pictures at all. All right, so this is the ship itself, the real ship. This is how she looks like in game. You can kind of see the aircraft on her deck there. This is the camo that she'll be getting. It has one of the anime characters that's already in the game. It's actually not terrible. This is the first time they're actually doing a camo like this, and I'm not too opposed to it, believe it or not. There we go. All right. And then today's event, let's see what we got. There's actually a lot in this event, so sit tight. Daily challenge ends pretty soon. Rewards are London and Zoiheng. So that carrier we were just talking about, even though they keep respelling it in different ways. London is that British heavy cruiser, the county class that was rebuilt and with a more modern look, which is also one of the ones that I predicted was going to be in the game. Same with Musashi. Players can obtain points from the daily activity box, or you can just straight up buy them like I do. Starcoin event, I could honestly care less. Oh, they do have a couple camos for France. France Blue Shadow and France Red Anger. We'll see if those are Prism camos. I'm not entirely sure. The ring points are in the shop, 5 of them, so that's good. A dockyard pack in the special shop makes me think there is a new dockyard ornament, potentially. We'll have to take a look. All Prism ships in the shop, excluding Lining, are on discount. There's some more coupons, all that jazz. Increase free XP exchange ratio. Add Musashi to the special shop. She can be obtained by her friend points or by prisms. Friend points is interesting. I still don't have enough to get any of the friend point ships because it's an insane amount of 600 friend points and you can only get 3 a day. You'd literally, I did the math, you'd have to get 3 friend points every single day and it'd take you almost an entire year to still do that. So yeah, I'll probably just use prisms to get that. But she doesn't have the prism bonus to get that, which is upsetting. Some changes to the gem reward on Arena. France Blue Shadow and France Red Anger are going to be released. Camo of Zoe Hung, which is that anime one. Discount price of 990 prisms. I wonder if it's going to be a prism camo. That might be interesting. Apparently they're adding 2 flags to the channel flag shop. No idea what those look like. They reset the pack or gem packs, which is nice. Some changes to Arena, which I never play. Yeah, so a little bit of difference there. And actually, something that is not here, but I do know where I can find it, is pictures of those France camos. 1 second. Alright, so I thought I could find that post because I do remember seeing it. However, it looks like that individual has since taken it down, and or I just don't remember where I found it. But we'll be able to see it by tomorrow. I still have plenty of videos to do. So yeah, let's just go over what we have right now, and I think I'm actually going to wait until the update is done to play my game. So there is going to be a slight pause between this part of the recording and the end of the recording, mainly because the event starts in about half hour, and I can't be certain I can finish the video by then. So we'll just take a look at this and go from there. So this is the camo for Malta. I've renamed her Eagle 2. Technically, Eagle is an audacious class, but you know what? They never had Malta. Well, that may change now that I think about it. I was thinking about the wrong carrier group, but whatever. Malta, it's not terrible. It's there, I guess. I still use my ocean camo because if I'm going to use Malta, I want to get increased rewards for it. And this one is beautiful. What other camos did we have? Oh, we had the other Shinano one. Let's take a look at that. So this is Shiroyama for me. I never even renamed this one because it wasn't worth my time. This is the black camo for Shinano, if you so choose to use that one. I prefer the green one because I don't know what it is about green camos. It literally makes zero sense to have that on on the ocean, but it looks very, very nice. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? We can look at Musashi. So Musashi is an 8.8 matchmaking ship. As predicted, it is another Yamato, this time with all of the 155mm guns and pretty much zero anti-aircraft defense. Yeah, I did expect this to be at tier 9 though, and I expected it to have zero anti-aircraft defense. Does it still have 50% torpedo resistance? Yes, it does. So this will be an absolute tank of a ship. Like I said, you can get it for friend points up here, or you can just get it with prisms. You need probably 600 friend points, and even saving them for a long time, I only have 416 of them. So I'm still far out from actually getting any of the friend point ships. I'll just probably buy it outright. Let's see, anything new for the Japanese? No. America, I do believe we looked at this, but I haven't done the video on it yet. This is the Richelieu with the Iowa turrets. I've renamed her Marquette because I already have a Clemenceau. That's actually my Jean Bart. This performs pretty much exactly as you'd expect it to. It has less guns than a Richelieu, but the guns are bigger than a Richelieu. So honestly, she plays just about the same. Nothing really too special there. Changes to the alliance. So we go from New Mexico to North Carolina to Connecticut. We've already seen Connecticut before. She's just the powerhouse that I expected her to be. Absolutely one of the best tier 9 battleships, without a doubt. And then she goes to Montana. And then New Mexico goes to South Dakota, which I forgot about completely. So there's actually 3 battleships we have to go over. Then it goes to Iowa. And then, for me, I renamed her Kentucky because I already have a Virginia, which is right here, which is also beautiful. And then the sister ship I've renamed Kearsarge, which is not technically a state, even though American battleships were named after states. But if you actually go back in history, there was an American battleship that was named Kearsarge. So I'm kind of using that name instead. And this is Kearsarge herself. So kind of like a super Iowa, she's actually longer than Montana, believe it or not. And instead of the 127-37 caliber secondary guns, dual purpose, we have the auto-loading 6-inch guns that Worcester gets. And these are actually really, really good. Oh, the update just started. All right, we'll get back to this. All right. It was only a moment for you guys, but it's been quite a few hours since when I paused the video recording. The update has since come out, and we will go over that in a moment. There's actually quite a few things that came out, but let me just remember where I left off. I was talking about Kearsarge. So I forget exactly what I've already talked about, so we're just going to go over it all again real quick. It's pretty much like a Super Iowa. You have the 3 triple 16-inch guns, and then you have the auto-loading 6-inch guns for secondaries, and you have the twin 3-inch guns for anti-aircraft guns. These secondaries are actually really, really good. They can hit the superstructure, and I've seen damages up to almost 3,000k, or yeah, 3,000 damage. And it adds up over time, believe it or not. And everyone in the Facebook pages are saying this ship is really overpowered. I don't really think it's that overpowered. If you want something that's overpowered, just look at something like Rhode Island, or it'd be Maine for you guys. The one with the 5 triple 18-inch guns, that's a bit overpowered. This, I feel, is actually pretty okay balance. I was kind of concerned about having a tier 10 ship with only 3 triple 16-inch gun turrets, but she actually holds her own relatively well. Like I said, she is pretty much just an improved Iowa. She even has the speed boost and everything that South Dakota gets, and Iowa now. Um, I think she's actually a pretty balanced ship. She may be a little bit strong, but where her downsides are, such as alpha damage and broadside damage, and also her armor, because she has just a lot of long hull, and it's not very thick armor. She can be one-shotted pretty easily. Um, I feel like that balances out relatively well. All right, so today's update, we got a lot of things. We got an event I haven't even tried yet. I guess we can start by looking at Musashi. So purchased her, made her full secondary build already. Have not played her yet, but she looks great. Nothing really there. There wasn't any special consumables, was there? No. Alright, cool. Next, there was... let's go to London next. London. The rebuilt County-class cruiser with the wannabe Queen Anne's mansion kind of tower there. Have not played her yet either. 6.5 matchmaking. I forget exactly what I predicted her matchmaking would be in my video. But County is 6.0, Surrey is 7.0, so probably 6.5 would make sense, or at least a 7.0, somewhere around there. So that was pretty accurate as well. She does have torpedoes, actually, now that I'm noticing. What kind do we have? Do we have triples or quads? Quads. Cool. And I did not touch her crew yet. We'll have to do that. Alright, just messed with the crew there for a little bit. And lastly, we have that Chinese carrier, which, as predicted, is just another Majestic class. So now we have Aramanche, we have Majestic, and now we have Zoe Hang. With the anime camo. Again, I actually really like it. That's just the weeb in me coming out, but you know what? Whatever. Well, we got some planes here. What are they? JC6, I believe they said, or CJ6. I'm not familiar with that plane. But actually, what do they carry? I don't even know. What do we have? So fighters, torpedo bombers, dive bomber. So really fighter heavy. Tier 6 aircraft on a tier 7 carrier. That's not the best. Torpedoes, they drop 1. Damage is pretty good. Speed is decent. Bombs, 1 bomb. Okay, so nothing too spectacular about them. The fighters are kind of garbage, though, actually. Yeah, I'm curious to see how she'll perform. We'll take a look at that in a video of our own. We have quite a few ships to still go over. And then there is an event, everyday challenge. What do we even? I don't even know what we're doing or going up against. What are these? So we have tickets. You can buy tickets, but you can also use fuel. So I'm not really sure which one you're going to have to use yet. I will hopefully have that figured out by tonight, and then I can get back to you on that. And then the ornament that was mentioned is said dockyard. It's like for 888 gems, I believe it was. I got it expecting, something to go along with it, but as far as I can tell, it didn't do anything. So, curious as to what that was all about. There is a couple France camos, as we were shown. They're very interesting. Not really sure I'm a fan of them, to be honest. So we kind of are going with the space camo again, kind of like how Alzus has. This one is the better one in my opinion, but even then it's still a stretch. And then we have this piece of work. Why? To me, this just looks exceptionally ugly. The gun turret's facing the wrong way. That's not even the right gun turret. That's incorrect as well, but good try. Huh. Okay. What? Okay, well, these camos need a little bit of work, it looks like. But, whatever. Did the other one have that issue? Let's take a look. Yeah, okay, so the camos themselves look like they need a little bit of adjusting. But overall, yeah, it's okay. Whatever. Do we actually get premium benefits for that now? Yes, we do. So we just turned France into a free XP ship. Okay. Sure. And I think that is it for the update besides the event. So we can finally get to what we are going over today, which is Orion. And I already have Orion, so I've renamed her Hercules. And for me, this is one of the worst ships you can buy. Or at least I think you can buy. She was an event ship, so if you can't buy her now, she will probably be for sale in the future, and I don't recommend her. But let's give her a fair review and go over what we have. So health. Yep, let's start there. 86,200 health at tier 9, 34% torpedo damage resistance. Armor is 13mm to 381, so a maximum of 15 inches, probably on the turret faces per usual, and 373mm on the belt. I'd say that's 14 and a half, maybe? I don't really know millimeters all that well, or not when it comes to measurements that aren't gun calibers. But 356 is 14, and then plus 25. So yeah, about just shy of 15, but more than 14. Somewhere in that range. Honestly, it's really easy to Citadel her. It's just like a lion, the same kind of weaknesses. If you shoot right through here, you'll get a Citadel. If you shoot through the chunky stern, you'll get a Citadel. And if you have a large enough gun caliber and you just aim for the amidships, you'll go right through the belt and Citadel. Not really the best armor. Main turrets. 3 twin 18-inch turrets, or technically 18s. They're 457s, but that doesn't mean anything in this game because 460 isn't anything special either. So it is the only British tier 9 battleship with 18-inch guns, because you don't get that until tier 10 with L3 and G2, or I forget what the actual designations are. Nope, that's actually incorrect as well. It's K2 and L3. Yeah, so Centurion for me gets the 457s, and Victoria also gets the 457s. But now we're adding Hercules at tier 9 with 457s. And they think because the top tier ships have more guns, that putting just slightly less guns on a tier 9 Lion will make it balanced. However, they also need to remember that there's Yamato, which is part of the tech tree line with 9 18-inch guns. You can also get Akaishi, which will be playing at tier 9, or the Yamato refit, which has 9 19-inch guns. You want to go to the Americans, Michigan, or Virginia, I think it's Michigan, the prison one, also has 9 18-inch guns. And even if it doesn't have 18-inch guns, the new Connecticut has 12 16-inch guns, which is a vast improvement over literally anything else at this tier. So I'm not really sure how they think trying to sell a ship with only 6 18-inch guns is going to work. It's like a It's gonna have like a Gneisenau gameplay, except you have trash British armor and no torpedoes. And your superstructure is as tall as ever. So you could be HE farms just as easily. And your guns are pretty disappointing, if I am being completely honest. But we have what we have. Let's go over a little bit more on the weaponry. 2.5 rounds a minute. I think they did just upgrade that. What is my rate of it? 2.78. So maybe it's a little bit better. I only played the ship like once or twice, and that was enough to prove that how I thought she'd play was actually correct. She has MAP, or the long fuse armor piercing, and normal armor piercing. So she doesn't even get HE. You either get AP or stronger AP. I don't really like the MAP. The long fuse armor piercing does not really work for me at all. Except when it's on like a 14-inch gun. Gun range is 23.2 kilometers. Secondary range is 6 kilometers. As per usual on British battleships, we have the 4-twin 5.25 inch on both sides. They are moderately useful if you believe they are. I don't think they are. They're pretty much just worthless the entire time. Speed is 31 knots, so you're not outrunning anything anymore. Iowa alone can probably do close to 40 knots now with the speed boost. So yeah, you're not outrunning anything. And then you have a plane, but what's that really going to do for you, honestly? And let's take a look at anti-aircraft defense. You have really good middle range and inner range, but you don't even shoot out past 4 kilometers, which means that the planes are just going to come in and drop you and then fly away and not even care that you're shooting back. So all in all, this has like zero purpose in the game right now, because also at tier 9 we have quite a few ships actually. We have, let's see, Lion to start with, who has 16-inch guns, but also long fuse armor piercing and normal armor piercing. You only have 16s, but you have 9 barrels, so that's an extra 3 guns. You have G3, for me that's Diana, also 3 triple 16-inch guns, and these can even equip high explosive. It's not, the ship used to be a lot better, but she can still hold her own. You have Jellicoe, which is also tier 9-ish, and yeah, 3 quad 14-inch guns that set fires pretty much every single shot. That's very useful. Or if you want to upgun that a little bit more and go to Temeraire, now you have 12 16-inch guns, which can also fire high explosive and armor piercing, and she's decent all around. She's a pretty well-rounded ship. So you have plenty of other ships to choose from, but you also have this one, because why not? It's really only special because it has 18-inch guns, but the 18-inch guns for the British are not necessarily spectacular. Alright, enough ranting. Let's show you how she is in-game. Alright, let's see what kind of game we're going to get absolutely crushed in today. Essex, Alsace, Missouri, Vladivostok, Hercules, Worcester, Fargo, Alaska. Alright, so there's no destroyers, but pretty much everything else can destroy us. Also, I'm not really sure when this was put into play, but there's apparently some kind of space theme going on. Yeah, again, not really any clue. We went through all the updates that, well, have come out since my last video, and I said nothing about a space theme or anything like that. And this wasn't around, as far as I'm aware, for the last video I did. So this kind of just showed up. But I guess it's pretty cool. Reminds me of the one event where you had to fight the space station, and you were like literally floating in space. There was no water or anything. That was a really cool event. I really liked that one, actually. I hope they bring it back at some point. Also curious on what kind of event this one is. They didn't give any real information as to what we have to go up against. So I will be playing that right after this video, and I'll be very interested to see what that is. I really hope it's not a UFO. I cannot tell you how much I dislike the UFO. Give us like the airfield or Habakkuk or H-45. Those are fine. I can deal with those. Even the Kraken, which is a little annoying, but you can still do it. UFO though, don't like it. Alright, so we're just kind of going off to the side here. We haven't really seen anything yet. Ooh, we've seen an Alaska. Yeah, why not? Not like we're going to be able to do much about it anyways. I don't remember if I have full accuracy on this ship or not. It looks like I might, but it didn't do anything anyways because the ship moved. But being accurate is one thing, being effective is another. So we're going to aim for that Missouri over there. Let's put our plane in the air just so we can see if we can spot anything. Let's see, you're going to be useful. 2 pens, 8,500 damage. Alright, that was not the best. Gonna fire once more and then get ready for the Wooster. Let's bring our plane back in. Yeah, 3 pens and a non-pen. It didn't even shatter it. Well, technically shattered. Yeah, so my 18-inch gun just shattered on the 14 inches of belt armor that Missouri has. And Wooster shattered an 18-inch shell. How did it shatter? I understand the ricochet because of the angle that the ship was at, but a shatter? Really? Because technically I should be able to go right through your bow right now. Okay, yes I did, but that was still pretty disappointing damage. Alright, well she doesn't have any torpedoes, so we can just keep going straight. Secondaries, hey, they actually did something. That's surprising. Alright, you can die now. Or not, because 6 18-inch shells is not enough to kill a broadsiding light cruiser, apparently. Let's see if we can let the secondaries deal with it. I highly doubt it, but the Hercules over here is presenting a much better target for me right now. There we go, a Citadel. I don't know what this booster is doing. Whoa, there's a shooting star. That's pretty cool. Oh, there's the ISS. I'm probably going to get collateral with this booster being so close. Yeah, there we go. Yep. Missouri's broadside. What about you? You were not giving me a good target. Missouri is, but Missouri's also fighting back. And that hurt. If it came down to having a ship with 3 triple 16-inch guns versus one with twin 18s, I would take the more barrels over the larger caliber any day. Because more hits means more damage. If you can't hit with the large caliber guns, then it doesn't matter how big they are because they're not doing anything. And that's why I like Alzus and Joan of Arc so much, is because they just have so many gun barrels. Yes, they're only 15-inch guns, but man, you can do a lot of damage with that. And after I finish this Missouri, I'll be able to use my long fuse armor piercing, hopefully on this Hercules, because she is giving me a nose in a profile. Right, you should be dead, correct? Really? Okay, well, secondary's on you. What do you look like right now? Not the best. Can I Citadel you and kill you? No, why would I? So pretty sure I said secondaries on that ship, thank you. And yeah, I'm just getting tag teamed by Missouri and a Hercules. which both should have been dead a long time ago. Oh, cool. Oh, and I didn't even get any of the kills. Nice. And just like that, the game is over because there's only a carrier left, and it's not even range. So I struggled against two ships that should have been dead relatively quickly. If I was in a Yamato, that Iowa would or Missouri would have been dead pretty much instantly, if not within 2 salvos. And the Hercules wouldn't have been too far behind because I would have just sent it right through the nose. Is it actually just going in the water over there? It is. Cool. Oh, to have range. It's only 23.2. Like, I can't even try to hit that ship right now. And just like that, that was a pretty disappointing battle, as all the battles I've had with the ship. A lion would have been better, even, in that situation. Just, yeah, I really just don't like this ship at all. I understand what they're trying to do, but it's not really an upgrade. Like, making the gun caliber larger does nothing for the ship. It actually makes it worse. But, whatever. 208,000 damage, somehow. 1 ship sunk, 53 shell hits, 2 aircraft shot down, 4 citadels, and 90 secondary hits. And gems for some reason. Did we even do any secondary battery damage? Oh, a little bit. But yeah, Hercules, or Orion. I don't like her. And I don't recommend you get her if you don't already have her. She's really honestly not worth your time. If you want a special ship or British battleship, either go with Jellicoe or Conqueror. Both have their ups and downs. Or even just stick with Lion. Lion's still going to be better. With that, I will wrap up today's video. If you like the video, make sure you like and subscribe. And I will probably be doing the event tomorrow. And then we will backtrack a little bit and go over Marquette, since we have not done that yet. And then we will start going over the new ships, such as Musashi, Zoihang, and London. So again, thank you for watching, and have a good day.